Hey, good morning. Chuck here with Apple Drains. We're on our final day of this job and we're pretty much just backfilling, but there was one more sump pump that we needed to plumb and connect. So let's take a look at that. So back here in the back, off of the pool deck, you can see the pavers right here. We've added some yard drains. This is the surface, picking up surface water. We've got a couple of catch basins, and then we've got some French drain back there where Joe's covering it up. All of that comes around and it's going to tie into this sump pit, and I'm getting ready to plumb that discharge. You can see we've got our gravel perforated pipe. We added more gravel on top of the easy flow. We won't do it over there, but we need to do this corner. All of that from the back wall comes down and comes into the sump pit. We're going to use the same trench to plumb our 1.5-inch pipe out and around the corner out to the street. So I've already cut out all the pieces. I haven't glued anything together. This pump needs a little bit more attention. You can see the extra pipe out here. Remember, we added a sump pump in the back, so we brought that pipe around. It actually follows our footer pipe in that same trench, and then it's coming out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a T on it, and we're going to plumb the final M98. We'll glue all that up, and that'll come out, and of course tie all together and go on down this line out to the street. This works well. We've got check valves. Check valves only allow water to flow one way, so as the back pump kicks on and comes down this line, it cannot come over and drop into this pit because there's a check valve there. It stops the water. Same thing on this pump. When it kicks on, no water can go back this line to the back because there's a check valve back there. So systems work really good. In fact, city sewers, they work the same way. You've got hundreds of huge check valves that allow sewage to flow one time and then another one kicks on. It's kind of like traffic lights. So again, you can see the plumbing, and for a lot of the do-it-yourselfers, this is the fun part. You know, the excavation is kind of fun at first, but yeah, it's a lot of labor. And when you finally can install your materials, you know, that's what you've been trying to do the whole time. But again, we've got two pumps. You can see them, one coming from the back, and then of course this one's coming straight out, goes to a T. This is a sanitary T. You can see the sweep. It just helps with trying to reduce the friction so we can keep that pump at full capacity, and we're just going to plumb it all the way out to the street. So our footer pipe's going to extend from the garage, the corner down that you see down there, all the way down through. We actually come around this little knee-high wall, and here's the sump basin. It's going to collect all of that water that's from the front of the house, and you can see we've got more footer pipe. This goes to the back. That's also going to come to the sump pump, which is going to lift it up. See our trench, and Chris is out here doing the discharge. It's just 1.5-inch pipe. Could be 2-inch, but we're running 1.5 inches, so there's not that much water. And we'll discharge right out here, excuse me, right out here at the sidewalk with a pop-up, but we're actually using a grate, and I'll show you that, how we put it together. So out here for the discharge, what we're using is a 3-inch thin wall 90. We're using a little grate on the top. We've got to put a set screw in there to hold it in place because that pump's just going to push that right off of there. Kind of stopped using the pop-ups when I used the M98s because they're just too powerful. So put a set screw in so that this doesn't come off. You can take that off if you need to. This is a little bushing called a donut, and what it does is it accepts schedule 40 1.5 into 3-inch thin wall. In other words, this is not the same as schedule 40 PVC. And what we're going to do, we'll glue all that up, but we're going to put the 1.5 inch. You can see it'll slide right in here. So this gets glued and it's all set. We can set it right down in the ground to grade and cover it up. So good amount of glue, bushing, make sure it's going the right direction. Pop it in. We'll glue inside the bushing, and then we can put our PVC straight into it, and it'll be nice and tight. That little fitting is not available at Lowe's or Home Depot. You've got to go to a plumbing supply, or you can send me an email. Maybe I can help you. So you can see there's our discharge, and basically we'll just throw some dirt to bring it to grade, put some sod around it, and we'll continue to plumb it. You can see we just started, and send that back to the sump basin that is right there on the corner of the house. A good little tip: if you have your exterior sump pump or even the crawl space sump pump and you have not perforated your pit, here we did not perforate this pit, we want to keep the water, you need to put something on top after you excavate. Usually we leave a nice 40-pound bag of gravel to set on top of the lid until the area settles around it. Remember that sump basin, the pit, it has ribs around it, and once that sand and dirt pack around that area, then it won't pop out of the ground. Otherwise it can be like a boat. Water rushes down underneath of the pit and it can float that right up. So put some weight on it. Hey, this is Chuck with Apple Drains, reminding you that if you believe you can do something, I guarantee you can do it. Have a great day.